Mike Perry versus Jeremy Stephens tonight. I know you were streaming, you didn't get the chance to watch it. It's a great fight. Lil Heathen looked great, very fast in the first round. Caught Mike good on the chin a few times, got him stumbling early. But Mike, a dog as ever, just stumbled through, brawled through, smothered him with offense, was able to drop him about 4 times down to a knee. After the fight, he told BKFC, I said a lot of stuff about the company, and I just really want to say I apologize to absolutely no one. That was a great moment.
Oh, geez. I mean, look, we'll never see Conor versus Mike Perry. That fight's never going to happen. I love that they're trying to, spark it up at these press conferences and all this other trash. I know that Conor's, trying to do his part to sell the Mike Perry bit and the potential fight of that fight. That's not happening. Let's not pretend like it's gonna. He's still owned by the UFC. They still have the contract on him. There's no way they are ever going to let him fight in BKFC. No way. And the crazy part is that BKFC right now is having a hard time with money. This is, I don't want to say this is, it's a very rough position to be in, only based on the fact that, you have a guy that was offered $100 million, I believe, for BKFC. And he turned it down because I think he saw the future. There is a future there. But when you take away, when the person that offered you that amount of money is somebody who is directly in a very similar sport and has connections that are way beyond yours, he can shut down those connections. So when you try to go get legalized in certain states and he's like, look, if you guys legalize this sport in this state, we won't come here anymore. Or scheduling events, pay-per-view events, the same time you have your pay-per-view event. Your biggest fight was Jeremy Stephens and Mike Perry tonight. And then they turned around and had a fucking stellar of a card lined up the same night you have yours. That is what can happen when you don't take the $100 million. I see that there's a huge future in BKFC. I just don't know if it's just only with Dave Feldman. You need the backing of someone that can help get things done. That has the in and who's been in the game for a long time. I don't know what to tell you. Do you jump on with an Eddie Hearn? Do you try to collaborate and do a BKFC / boxing match? Or do you connect yourself with somebody who has the ties of somebody like that? I don't know. I don't have the answers for that. I'm just simply saying the guy who has WWE at his fingertips, who has slap fighting at his fingertips, who has UFC at his fingertips, he's also networking with UFC Fight Pass, the LFA, and then Fury Fights, and all these other organizations are all on UFC Fight Pass. They're all on there for a reason. Because they know if they want to get shows done in small towns or in venues that will hold them, and they want to be able to get themselves in and be like, yeah, can you bring me? I want to get into that organization. I want to get into that venue. It's because, we're going to be on UFC Fight Pass. That's how you get it done. I think, and I've said this, I've told Coker this, I've told, former matchmakers, I've told all different types of fighters, I've told everyone. Man, BKFC is a fun sport to watch. A lot better than slap boxing. But that being said, people watch slap boxing. But I think if you had the backing, or if you'd have taken the $100 million, that you'd be in a different spot than you are now. I think in a better spot. And not only that, but let's not forget, when the UFC bought WEC, they ran it a certain way for a while, and they eventually just absorbed it. But Reed Harris and all the people that were working with the WC came over and they were part of the UFC family. I think if you take the bare knuckle BKFC and then you would allow them to buy it, and then they built it up and built it, they weren't going to roll that promotion into the UFC. They couldn't do it. like they did with the WC. But you had a network to help you grow this thing at a lot faster pace than you're hemorrhaging money right now. And look, I think we're at a point where people just have to admit that Dana White's in a position right now to either help your show grow or shut your show down. So if you're doing something in the combat sports industry, you might want to try to find a way in. Create something that he wants. Because I think ultimately they want to own this whole sport. Like this whole not this whole sport. They want to own this whole genre, I guess, or whatever it is of combat sports. Whether it be slap fighting, I could see them fucking eventually owning arm wrestling competitions. Anything that's like machismo, anything that has like a toxic masculinity type bullshit to it. That's what they want. They want to own it. They want to own. They have UFC. They got WWE. They have slap fighting. They want a BKFC. I wouldn't have been surprised if they tried to sign or try to buy Karate Combat, but then that's now started to fall off because they need to pay some bills. But like they're not looking to buy Ryzen. They're not looking to buy One Championship because they're very similar to what they do, and they know they already have that market cornered. They didn't have BKFC cornered, but they had BKFC that they could have tried to buy that was already running. I think they're not in the business of building a new promotion except for slap fighting, which is a whole different thing. BKFC was already established. I could buy it and bring it in and make it a combat sport platform for everyone to really get behind. It's something different than what we do now. So let's do it. He tried. Didn't do it. So I think they're running into some problems. They may run into some financial problems here soon. I know that Frankie Edgar was taken off the card, which was everything that I was told by people was that the commission approved him. He was able to fight. BKFC and the commission both knew the outcomes of his last UFC fights. And they had still went ahead and said, yes, we're going to sign you. Yes, we're going to fight you. And then for some reason, they went and had BKFC's own personal doctors, not the commission's doctors, BKFC's own personal doctors say, it's too much of a risk. He's lost his last fights this way. Dude, you knew before you signed me. You knew before I went through my fucking 6 or 8 week long camp. You knew. Why'd you even have me stand the dotted line if you weren't going to have me fight? In my own mind, you know what went through my own mind? You used me to sell tickets. That's what went through my mind. The first thing when I heard these things, that's what went through my mind. You used me to sell tickets to your promotion. And because I had a higher paycheck coming to me, you used me to sell tickets. And when you were done selling tickets, literally like the day or two or the week of the fight, the last 3 days, you pulled me off the card and you slid another guy in there for a fraction of the cost. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. So I hope that's not reality. I hope that's not true. But if you're someone from the outside looking in, why'd you sign me if you already knew the outcome of my last couple fights in the UFC? You knew what the results were. You knew how I fought. You knew how they finished. The commission approved me to fight. You signed me, so that means you approved me to fight. And then at the end, after the commission approved me, you decided to turn around and hire your own independent doctors who said I wasn't able to fight. Doesn't make any sense.
It's a damn shame. That's what it is.
I mean, I would be really surprised. No, I wouldn't be surprised because Frankie's a great guy and a stand-up guy. It would. I would like. I mean, I don't know. A lawsuit could potentially. I want to look into this. This is something like why did you sign me knowing and then all of a sudden you turn around and get your own doctors?
or at least some compensation for setting up a camp, taking that many weeks away from his family. And
yeah, they're gonna for sure have to do something like that. Otherwise, I would imagine there is a lawsuit coming, because you went and hired your own doctors to tell me no, I couldn't fight after you signed me, and the commission said I could fight. If once the commission says I fight, like, it doesn't matter what the commission has their own doctors. The commission knows the record, my record. Commission's seen me fight, however many times I've fought at a world-class level. I'm a multiple-time world champion at a weight class I probably should have never been fighting in, right? And then fought for the title at 145. I think twice. Almost fought for the title at 135. Like, that's insane. This guy's 3 different weight classes, being right there in the number 1, number 2 spot in all 3 different weight classes. That's just wild to me. Element, the best hydration drink in the business. I had citrus earlier today. It's actually fantastic. And now they're making the lemonade salt in the can. Cannot wait. So if you guys use that link down below in the descriptions, they'll send you a bonus package with every single purchase. That's compliments of the Wayne In podcast. So hope you guys enjoy that.